How do you feel? You're not anxious or anything? Are you like ready to be on camera?
No, but let's do it.
Thank you. All right, so we're gonna tell the people a little bit about us. We need to fill in the gaps a little bit.
Why do they need to know anything about us?
Because I want everybody to know the same things. Some people know some things, other people don't know the whole thing. So we're gonna fill in. We're gonna fill in the gaps.
All right.
You ready? Okay. All right. So why don't you? Do you want to tell them how we met, or you want me to tell?
You tell them, and I'll fill in, because you usually forget stuff. So you tell them. I'll fill in the gaps.
The lies.
Or I'll just interject like I usually do while you're talking.
Yeah, you're good at that. So we met because his family came to visit our church. Now, mind you, just a little backup story. I'm a church girl, born and raised, all day, every day, Monday through Saturday. You know, we went to church. That's what we did. So I was very sheltered, very square, very like, just like, what did you call it? Green?
Square as a pool table, twice as green.
Twice as green. That's me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until him. So he comes to church. I'm like, what, 11 at the time? Like 11 or 12, like really young. Mm-hmm. He walks into church. Mind you, I was the younger girl trying to kick it with the older girls. So I would sit in the back with the older girls thinking I was cool like them. Well, he comes walking into church. And they lost their minds because I don't think nobody expected this real life gang member to walk in church. When he came to my church, I was really young. I was probably like 11 or 12 and super square, super just naive and like sheltered and just like Jesus is the way, the truth and the light. If you don't know him, hell you go.
Praise the Lord.
All I thought.
She was church, y'all.
I was church, front seat church girl.
Absolutely.
He walked in church, y'all, with a Dickie suit on and a blue bandana hanging out the back of his pocket with Chucks on. And I literally remember being like, a real life gang member. I literally remember thinking he is a real life gang member.
Had her 11, y'all. Sorry.
No, you didn't. You didn't have me. You had the rest of them. Them girls. Oh, yeah. Be clear about that. That sounded funny. I was so shook.
It was just attire to me, but it was like what I wore. And
not attire I was used to. Not the church. All the boys that did it at school and like before and after church, but nobody wore that to church. This guy did. Chucks and all.
All day, every day.
So the older girls were like, ooh, he's cute. Ooh, he's this and that. And I wasn't really checking it for him like that. I was too young. They were too old. Mm-hmm. So they would send me over and be like, go ask him if he wants to sit with us at church. So I was the little gopher. And I'd be like, you want to sit with us? And he'd be like, no, I'm good.
Now, mind you, she used to come over with this very, like, she kind of knew what she wanted to say. And maybe because she was relaying messages for everybody. Practiced. But that was my little buddy. She turned into my little partner because she was nice. And in that church setting back then, like everybody wasn't always talkative to me or whatever. And then I had this little partner of mine coming over always talking to me.
Because you was King Thug Life.
Okay. We know that's a quote. That's a direct quote, just so you know.
It was.
But she came over and talking to me all the time, and I was like, this is my little partner, so we became tight.
Yes, and our families became tight. Like, my mom and his mom were best friends at one point. Mm-hmm. So we were together before and after church sometimes, and on the weekends. Mm-hmm. And so we were just friends. Then, so then we had youth group.
Youth group.
And you started coming to youth group.
Yes.
And so it was even more like the girls were like, ooh, who is that? They're trying to be all close to him. And my mom, let me just interject, because he used to call my mom Mama Slice, and she loved it. Like, my mom thought he was the best thing on the planet. Like, more than she liked her own kids. Like, she loved him.
Yeah.
And so my mom was in charge, one of the people in charge of the youth group, so she like took him under her wing, and they just became like in real life like best friends. Mm-hmm. So whenever we'd have some type of youth group, she would try to be cool and try to not make him so like have to do anything that was really weird. She was really trying because she really She really loved him. But the reason I brought up youth group, because youth group is the time we went to play basketball at Spanaway Junior High. And I was minding my own business on my own team, playing ball. Because, you know, back in the day, I could kind of do a little something.
Listen, y'all. I'm not even let her tell this story and make her seem like she's the victim.
I am the victim.
During this basketball game, imagine this. Get the rebound, fast break.
Me.
Going down the court, go up for a layup.
Get me on the court and I'm trouble.
Last week you gotta
messed around and got a triple-double.
Listen, go up for the layup and get smashed into the wall. That was me.
You was a me lie.
That was me that got smashed.
That was not
I ended
true.
up on the floor, a little in and out of consciousness. Mama Slice came over with her Bill Cosby sweats on and was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like,
"Okay,
yes."
Y'all tell me when you want the truth, because I got it. I was running down the court with the fast break. I said, took that ball, and I was going down the court. And guess who couldn't handle me getting all the limelight? And little old me, because I was a lot smaller then, and I was little, short. Little old me comes trying to go and do my layup, and he comes and swah!
It was a flagrant foul.
I mean flagrant, so much so that he knocked me out the air, y'all.
Flagrant too.
We slid on the floor, like I'm sliding across the floor into the brick wall, and then guess who comes sliding in behind me and smashes me? I was like Urkel, like face, glasses, everything just smudged up against the wall.
I got ejected.
And then he gonna be like, "Why you push me?" He said that, and I'm like scraped up, faces all, but then, you know, I'm trying to be cool because I'm with the older kids and I don't want to cry like I really want to cry. I was trying not to cry.
Yeah.
After they peeled me up off the floor, he gonna ask me, "Why you push me?"
I fouled you hard. I fouled you like a monster. Those are the dudes from Space Jam.
Oh yeah,
the original one. The original Space Jam.
Gotcha, because the new one. Anywho, okay, so that's kind of how we met and kind of how our friendship blossomed. Mm-hmm. I was in 7th grade at one point, and I was running for ASB secretary, and he comes over to our house because our families are hanging out or whatever, and he's in his little Dickie suit because he rocked him a Dickie suit. Every day. And I was writing my speech for my secretary speech, and he was helping me with that. Do you remember that?
I do.
And at that moment, that was kind of when I was like, "Oh, I like him. He's so cool."
You had all the stuff spread out on the floor.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what it was that I spotted, but I started just giving you suggestions about something.
Yeah.
And I didn't know you was going to take the suggestions, but you won.
I did. I won.
I took credit for that, y'all.
I'm sure you did.
I did.
Okay, so when was it that we actually started to kind of get together? Because I know when. I know when I got your attention. Because I was always little sister. I had proclaimed my little crush to him a couple times. This is over a span of years. I had proclaimed my crush. And he was basically like, "Oh, that's cute. Go ahead, little tyke. Run along."
She was young and she was my friend. But it was still special nonetheless just because it was her. Like, that was my partner, and it was very special to know that she cared about me like that. It really was. And
he didn't care.
Yes, I did.
Broke my little heart.
No, I didn't. Didn't break it.
Crushed it.
Do I need to name the no good young dudes that you was hanging around with? Your heart was crushed?
If they was paying me some attention, you weren't. Let's not do that, because I got a list too. Shall we?
You ain't got
Thank
a list.
you. Okay, so I'll tell y'all when I kind of snatched his eyeballs out, snatched his breath away. He gonna go off to college. He thought he was grown enough to just like, "Oh, I'm going to Louisiana, I'm going to Southern University, and I'm gonna be this cool football player." And just left me back in this city with these crazy people. Mm-hmm. So at the time he leaves, and I'm going into 10th grade. Now, mind you, before he left, your girl had on the little braces. She was kind of had a goofy body. Her body didn't know what it wanted to do. It didn't know where it was going. He was gone for a little 6 months. Okay, baby girl got her braces off. Ting! And she got her little shape in. These came in, the booty came out. It was like,
then what happened?
You came home?
And then what happened?
So he comes. So mind you, we kind of were keeping in touch while he was gone. I would just kind of write him like, "Oh, this is what's going on." I sent him my school picture. I sent him my school picture. I was really trying to not even really, just kind of keep my fingers dilly dallying. And so he come. They're like trying to surprise me, but you know who? Big Bird. He messed up the surprise. And I kind of got a whiff that he was coming home. And they all found out that I figured it out. So my mom, I was having some kind of like concert at school, and then we were going to go to their house. And my mom was like, yeah, I think it's just too late. Mind you, I have gotten dressed all day waiting for this. We going to go surprise and pop up, and he going to see me, and I'm going to just be like, I'm here. Well, my mom kind of tried to play it like we're not going. So we were going all the way home, and my heart was just broken. Because I'm like, wait a minute, I can't even tell them I know the surprise, but she done peeped that I, peeped the surprise. So anyway, all of a sudden, last minute turn, we get to their house. And so I'm still like waiting for him, and he never comes out. And he never comes out. And I was dressing really cute, because before that, I was very tomboy. I wasn't understanding my body, so it was like, let me just cover it up, put all the long clothes, my brother's clothes, my dad's clothes. Like I was in Pendletons and like baggy pants and just tomboy. Well, all of a sudden, someone told me I was cute, honey, and I had fitted clothes all of a sudden. And so I had wore my outfit, and his mom was like, you better stop wearing them clothes, because you know Munchie gonna be mad if he sees you in them clothes.
And you said,
he ain't the boss of me. I do what I want to do.
I was around the corner when she said this. Now,
I was talking mad junk.
I don't know if she was convinced or not that I wasn't there at the time, but she didn't know I was around the corner.
Well, because everything I did while he was gone, it was always like, he gonna be mad at you, but I'm like, he ain't my man, so I can do what I want to do. And he's not my dad either. That was my other statement. You ain't my daddy. So I felt like I had to really be like, I had to stand in that, like, I'll do what I want. He ain't in charge of me. And then he came around the corner and took my whole tooth out, my whole jaw. She
sounded like a turkey, y'all. Listen.
I did sound like
that. You did.
So extra.
And came around the corner, and I ain't gonna lie, she looked good.
I did.
She looked good.
I really did.
And I was surprised. I was like, okay. I seen you.
You
know what I'm saying? And then, it was like at that moment I was like, okay, we're gonna have to watch the progress of this youngster.
Oh, and she progressed, honey. Progressed.
Man, you know what I'm saying? So I did. I kept my eye on that, and it looked good, and it was acting good, and it had a good head on its shoulders, and I was like, yeah.
He knew.
Yeah.
He knew. Well, that was when I had been praying for him, y'all. Like, Lord, please let him love me back. Let me love him, or let me love him, but let him love me, and we'll just be so this together, and I'll do this for him, and I'll make sure that we're just this couple. I've been praying, and this is going to come in handy later when I tell y'all you need to be very specific with your prayers, because God will mess around and give you exactly what you ask for, and if you don't specify certain things that's to come, you're gonna be stuck like Chuck. So with that being said, after we kind of started realized the flirtation and the like was mutual, we started hanging out. But it was kind of a little taboo because he was a little bit older than me. I was like, I looked older, but I wasn't. My parents were, my mom was cool with them. My dad, I was the daddy's girl. And this older dude, especially this older street dude that nobody knew anything about really, kind of, I don't know if it threatened him, but it made him kind of pique his interest. Like, no. I all of a sudden had a curfew. I never had a curfew before. Anytime I hang with him, it was like, you got to be home by 12. But mind you, he did have his own apartment. So he had grown-up stuff. And I'm still in high school. So they're like, pump your brakes.
And the thing is, when you was with me, I kept it PG. And you went out with your friends, y'all did the rated R stuff and did all the partying and all that stuff you weren't supposed to do. I kept it.
First of all, I always did what I was supposed to do. Folks got to go to parties because I was going. Because I was that girl. Oh my God. If Candace is going, she about to be good. Because the thing is, I was too scared to get in trouble. Complete opposite of him. When I tell you we could not be more opposite, I was so like, Jesus, we need to pray and ask for forgiveness. And he was like, no, we don't.
Yeah, because that's the way it is to this day. It's still like that. And
I'm still like, Lord,
yeah,
come in here, be a part. And he'll ask for forgiveness versus permission. And I'm the other way. I'll ask for permission and still ask for forgiveness. Okay, so we started hanging out.